With only 5 weeks remaining before the U.S. is expected to reach its debt limit, we have some new reporting on how any of the ways that this could end, any way you split it, all of those options are looking pretty murky. NBC's Sahil Kapoor has a byline on that story. So, Sahil, let's go ahead and talk about some of these options here, what your reporting shows, the different pathways on how this could all end.
Hey, Lindsay. Well, the clock is ticking, and there is no clear path to a resolution in Congress about the debt ceiling crisis. And when you look at the possible scenarios, you start to see the problems with each one of them. So let's go through three of them. Door number one is the president and speaker negotiate this out. It sounds simple, right? Just sit down and talk. Biden and McCarthy get in a room, work it out. It is anything but simple. The president doesn't see this as a policy negotiation. He sees it as a hostage situation, and his attitude is he's not going to pay a ransom to one party simply to pay the bills to meet the country's obligations that both parties have accrued over the years. And the House Republican passage of the bill last week that reflects their position with all these spending cuts has done nothing to change Biden's position, and Democratic leaders are still firmly with him in saying no negotiations until the threat of default is off the table. That gets us to door number two, which is what Democrats have said they want for a while. Pass a clean debt limit increase, take the threat of default off the table, negotiate a budget ahead of the government funding deadline. A lot of Democrats were betting that McCarthy would not be able to pass any debt limit increase through the House, which would force him to fall back on this position. He proved some of those skeptics wrong by passing a bill narrowly through the House of Representatives that reflects the Republican position, a bunch of spending cuts, a bunch of caps going forward. And now it's going to be even tougher for McCarthy to back down from that, because remember, he oversees a House Republican majority that's held together by a bunch of members who don't much care for him, who would not hesitate to topple him from the speakership if they saw a clear path to doing it. McCarthy does not want to upset those members, especially now that he's given them what they wanted in the debt limit negotiation. There's a third path, door number three, which is in getting some increased chatter on Capitol Hill. Just pair the debt limit with the budget negotiations. Democrats want to negotiate on the budget, Republicans want to negotiate on the debt limit. Just do the two of them together, and both parties can claim a win. There are two problems with this, Lindsay. The first is the calendar. Treasury has said in the first half of June the country will fail to meet its obligations and default on the debt. That is not enough time to negotiate a solution. The second is policy. Recent spending deals have increased spending, not decreased spending, bipartisan deals, because Republicans like their military spending increases. Democrats like their domestic discretionary spending increases. That is the paradox we're in right now. No clear path to resolving this, and the clock is ticking. Lindsay?
All right, Sahil Kapoor, thanks for joining us on this paradox.